so convenient, and you can make this for you can make it as gifts and give it to friends and family. This was my favorite just because it's easy to just pour the melted items in, and then you'll be good to go. So yeah, definitely get one of these easy ones. Just makes life easier. But this one is also good because then it just gives a more professional feel in a way. But obviously, this is just something you give to friends. But if you were selling it, then you might want to use a different container. So the first item I'm making is a lip balm. I don't know if I. All right, so I'll be mixing it up. So for balms in general, you just want to make sure that you have the right ratio. So people want the balm sometimes to be stiff or not stiff, but in general, you want to go beeswax 1 part to 4 part butter. So that just makes things just straightforward. So here I already added like like an ounce to 2 ounces of shea butter, and I would be adding some teaspoons of beeswax. So don't worry, I would have all the ingredients listed in the description section at the end of this live stream, just because there's so much to coordinate when you're doing this. I thought it was it's not as easy as it looks, believe me. So I showed some of the oils that I use. So in general, you just want a light oil. So for me, I just favor some of these my oils that I sell more than the other oils. So some people use almond oil just because it's light, but I love strawberry seed oil, and we saw this on our website and on Amazon. It just smells like strawberries, and I have a video where I discussed what strawberry oil feels like and some of the benefits, and also some of the benefits of cranberry seed oil. So cranberry seed oil does have an equal balance of omega-3 and omega-6 essential fatty acids. Just makes it a very good oil in general. So I will be including it here, and I will just go ahead, like I said. So this is already this is something I used to measure half a teaspoon, but I will be adding about 5 of this in here, and that goes to okay. Go ahead of yourself there. Okay, okay, that one. All right, so that's 2, 3, 4, 5. So for the lip balms, some people like to add fragrances, but if you're already using some pretty fragranced oils, like kind of like I normally use, I use strawberry seed oil, which smells just like strawberries. Then you don't need to add fragrance. But of course, I understand if you want to add fragrance, that's just fine. You can also do that. So I just add about a teaspoon of each. Yep. So yeah, some of this my DIYs, me eyeballing things, but then in the end, I sort of measure it and I come up with the recipes and I share that on the channel. So if you were wondering why I'm not really measuring it, that's just me. So I'm just adding it in. Um, see here. So so in addition, so while I'm waiting for the balm to melt down, I am making another whipped butter on the side. Yeah, I know. I'm just taking up too much. Just trying to make sure that everything is in view. So here I've added some Tukuma butter. So I just wanted to show. So what happens in on our website? We have different versions of some of these products. So this is organic cocoa butter, and if you're looking for the non-deodorized the deodorized version, because some people don't just like strong smell of cocoa butter, then you can add this. So I have a bunch of ingredients that I've added in here. Added, okay, now let me. So I've added some shea butter. Let's see, the shea butter. Shea butter. So we do sell the organic version of shea butter. And if you're looking for the refined version, we also have the refined version. So these butters are refined using organic clays. So it's not, we don't, our butters are not extracted using hexane or anything like that. So you don't have to worry about that. And I've added some organic shea butter here. And I will be adding some muru butter. So recently I posted on our Instagram page that we would now be carrying the yellowish version of muru butter. So just so you know, but in the winter time, I advise people to use mostly sub butters, just so you get these butters to melt down, and it just makes things a lot easier. So this one is whipped butter, and I'm just gonna put it in here in case somebody's just joining. Whipped buddy butter. So I added some blue tansy oil to it. So if you're new to blue tansy oil, it is a really great essential oil that is known for healing the skin and just nourishing the skin overall. And it just blends wonderfully with butters. And people use it for pressed serums for face and just in general face care and things like that. So I will be adding some kukui nut oil here. So we sell this in the 12-ounce sizes, and also I'll be adding some Abyssinian oil, which we also sell in 12-ounce sizes. And if you've used these oils, you know how light they are. They are very easily absorbed into the skin. And Abyssinian oil is quite light, and you can see just the texture of it here. It has a very light texture, and we sell it on Amazon, and it has really great reviews. If you haven't tried it, definitely try it for hair, for skin. A lot of people say that it just, you really don't need any keratin treatment if you apply Abyssinian oil and straighten your hair. It just gives a wonderful sheen. So if you haven't tried it, definitely give it a shot. So I'm just gonna check on the balm to see how things are going. Okay, it's still melting. So in general, when you're using beeswax, you just want to give it time to gradually melt down. You don't want any particles in your blend because it forms particles quite fast if you do not take account of that. Yeah, I had to leave the other one. So I will be showing some of the ingredients that I'm working with while I'm waiting for the butters to melt. So, like I had shown, we do sell a cocoa butter in the block form. Actually, we're almost out of stock for that version because right now there's some kind of scarcity with cocoa butter. So, just something to pay attention to if you have products where you use a lot of cocoa butter. You just want to stock up when you find that we are in stock for cocoa butter. So this is the wafers form of cocoa butter, and we sell this on Amazon. It is organic and it's food grade cocoa butter, which can be used for making chocolate. I believe I have a video where I showed how I make chocolate using our organic food grade cocoa butter. Some people also add it to their smoothies, and it just smells like chocolate. So it's not something that anybody would have a problem with. And I'm just showing our shea butter, which is also here. So right now, also there's a bit of scarcity with shea butter, just because some of the producers of shea butter in Africa are deciding to limit exportation of shea butter. So shea butter is becoming a bit scarce as well. So if you're somebody that depends on these butters for your business, you just want to stock up when you get them in stock. And just so you are not like left hanging when you need the items. Just a heads up on these ingredients. Um, so if you have any question, definitely let me know and I would answer that. Yeah, so I believe Katrina just talked about how much she likes the wafers. I know, because it just makes life easier. I we used to sell the block form, and you literally have to break that with some kind of saw or something because it is very hard. It's just yeah, it's almost like a rock. It's rock hard, but it just it smells incredible. So it was just always selling out. But still, yeah, the wafers is also very high quality. And what some people do with the wafers, they just put like a piece in their smoothie in the morning or whatever they're baking, and it just comes out great. So I really like the wafers. So I'm just yeah, I think this is almost done. Just waiting for the lip balm, the beeswax to melt. So yep. So with beeswax, you just don't want to put it in the microwave because yeah, it's not one of the best ways to melt it down. Like if you want to melt it down more efficiently, you want to really make sure that you put it inside um, double boiler, and that just helps. So we also have the refined version of the cocoa butter, but it's not bleached. That's a good thing about it. It's not bleached, so you still get natural benefits. Actually, it comes with a little scent of cocoa butter, more like a hint, not like a strong scent. Because the reason why this version is actually available is because some people don't like the scent. So if you're creating a product where you want to get the benefits of cocoa butter, but you don't want the strong scent, then this is definitely something that you would use. But it definitely still has a tiny hint, but it would not interfere with whatever you're making. It just helps. It just makes that a lot easier. And yep. So so just still waiting on this. It's not fully dissolved yet. And you can see I have the strawberry and cranberry. Hmm. It actually smells really good. Like it, you really don't need any other thing in this lip balm because the strawberry just comes through. Like everybody wants to smell like strawberries. You don't need to get any synthetic scents or anything. Just this strawberry seed oil, cranberry seed oil, and it is very good for the skin. So you are definitely doing your skin a lot of good. And yeah, so I'm gonna have this also on melt just so that it doesn't take all day to dissolve. Like I said, I've got the blue tansy oil in here, and that's why you have that blue scent. I don't know if anybody lives in the New England area. If you were hit by the winter, hit by the snow, if you were hit by the snow, then you definitely want to get a product that would form like a barrier on your skin, just so your skin is protected from the harsh winters. Actually, this week we have some advisory to make sure that you don't go out in the cold because it's so cold right now here. And my skin just gets so dry, and I definitely need something to use as a barrier so I don't get dry, flaky skin. And some people deal with more serious conditions like it's called chili bangs, where your feet just get so cold and dry and you just get problems. So skin products that you can use to form like a barrier on the skin when you're making a lip balm, then you definitely want to include beeswax, which is something that can help form a barrier on the skin. So we sell the organic version of beeswax. I just love this color, it's just so pretty. And we sell different versions of it. So it depends on what we get from the manufacturers. Because when it comes to natural products, sometimes you can't really predict what the harvest is going to look like because they're not like modified or anything. So you just get what you get as long as it's organic and all of that. And you can choose between vegan and non-vegan. So some people don't like animal byproducts; they don't use beeswax, and we've got alternatives. We have candelilla wax, and I think that I've done a video where I compared candelilla wax and beeswax in terms of how they function in balms, and I believe that was a very welcome video because many people found it useful. Um, Many people actually don't know about Candelilla wax. It comes also from Brazil. So with so many products, great products come from Brazil. You've got cupuaçu butter, you've got tucumã butter, you've got um, a bunch of butters out there that come from the rainforest, and all these wonderful products come from rainforest. So we've got Candelilla wax and also no, I'm sorry, canuba wax. That's what comes from Brazil. Actually, canelilla wax comes from Mexico or the United States. I was just going way over. And this is a version of canelilla wax, believe it or not. Like they're the same thing, but just processed in different forms. So you've got sometimes flakes and sometimes you've got pastilles, which also can be used to solidify your ingredients and just make help you make a really nice balm. So my stuff's taking forever to melt today. All right, thanks. Yep. Oh yeah. Almost done. Mhm. I'm just gonna add that one at the same time. So the steam helps with the melting of the butter. So it just helps you not apply direct heat because some of the products, when you apply direct heat, it sort of alters how they behave. But in general, you should be fine if you don't like apply crazy high heat. Like some people might just, yeah, I don't know, maybe end up burning stuff. You don't want to do that and ruin everything. So I'm also making a different butter, and this is Tucumã butter, by the way, which is something I haven't really. I believe I have a video where I showed Tucumã butter, but if you haven't really used Tucumã butter before, this is what it looks like. It is from the Amazon rainforest. So this is the unrefined version of Tucumã butter, and it smells different. So if you've used murumuru butter or cupuaçu butter, then it smells a little bit similar, but it works differently. So tucumã butter it's considered like a silicone, and people use it for lip balm, skin care, hair care. They're just wonderful ingredients for skin and hair care. So um, all of them just work great in skin and hair care. So I can't really. I can't really say one works and the other doesn't, but they all work in different ways, which is fine. You just need to work with it and see what works the best in the recipes that you're trying to in whatever you're trying to create. So here you can see it's finally melted, and I should have started my double boiler a bit earlier, but that's fine. It's finally melted, and I will then proceed to pour it in into the containers. So you can see the strawberry seed oil and the cranberry seed oil, they have a darker green color. It's not red. So for example, strawberry seed oil is not red because it's obtained from the seeds, those tiny little seeds that you see on strawberries. That's where the oil is extracted from. So not from the flesh. So that's why you got this green color. So if you just joined in the stream, I'm making this lip balm. I started with shea butter, beeswax, and some of our strawberry seed oil, which just gives it a natural strawberry scent. And also, I added some cranberry seed oil. So, if you're somebody that struggles with dry lips in the winter and just you've got all sorts of skin irritations in the winter, definitely try our cranberry seed oil. Use it to make a balm. You don't need to get any fancy containers. But today I think I have some fancy containers, which is fine. So I've got these here. I'll probably need to make a second batch because I was timing this one. But yeah, this will probably do for a few batches. So if you wanted to put it in the tube, then this is what you need to be using. And just have the lid handy just so it doesn't like spill everywhere and create a mess. Nobody likes to create a mess when they're making DIY. So you just have to keep stirring it in because remember there's beeswax in here, which you don't want to. It will solidify on you, and that is not where you want to be. Um, let's see here. I'm just gonna see here. Um, I had added some. Yeah, you can also add. I know it's got that nice strawberry scent, but you can also still add to fortify that. You can add some peppermint essential oil if you like that, and you can also add any other kind of fragrance that you like if you want to, but you don't have to. That's just basically what. So just keep mixing it in, and I will be adding it in here so it doesn't spill. Just want to fill it to the brim. Well, yeah, I've actually never used one of these tubes before, so we would have to see how that goes. So you can see how the bomb is solidifying very quickly. You just want to work very fast. Oh boy. Here we go. Here we go. All right. I just love the color. And I think I might be able to get one more of these. All right. Because I didn't want to make too much or too little. All right. Oops. It's in view. It is solidifying pretty quick. All right, we are going to check back on this in a second. But I will be checking what I have on the double boiler. Oh yeah, so you can see it's already solidified. These ones here. Yeah, I just like my lip balm to still be pliable. Like you don't want it to be like so stiff. So I just, oh, this is just the right texture you want. Mm. And it smells really good too. Mm. It smells really good. The strawberry and cranberry seed oil. It's just really, really nice. So you can use it. You can make a body balm. You can make a lip balm. It's just it's all the same. It just seals in moisture into your skin and helps keep your skin nice and moisturized. So the next one, let's see here. All right, I'm gonna. Yeah, it's my favorite song actually playing. So I've got here the whipped butter melted. You can see the blue tansy oil that I talked about, and I have a video where I made a balm out of it. Definitely check that out. Yeah, still in the melting process here. Still needs more time. Okay, and I might be adding. Um, yeah, the Tucuma butter is not a very hard butter. It just has a medium consistency. So it is something that depends on what you're making. It could work for a balm, and it could work for body butter. So it just depends on what you're making. And in the end, you just want to make sure that you incorporate oils that help to balance it out. That's what matters. So the oils will help to balance out texture that you will be getting in the end out of your creation. So yeah, I really like how this is looking. I'm not gonna open the oops, dropped a little bit. So you want the lip balm to still be thick so it just doesn't like melt down completely when you're just not planning to have it melt down. So so I will be showing when I start working on the whipped buddy butter. So like I said, I was going to make two whipped buddy butters, and the first one was one that has some blue tansy oil in there, and in this one I will be adding some of our tamanu butter. So this is a soft butter, and if you haven't used tamanu butter before, this is a time to use it because it is really cold out, and the butter just is a soft butter. So people don't generally use hard butters in the winter because it gets even harder. So you want to use a soft butter in the winter, and this is your best chance when you Oh yeah, I gotta grab it. See here. Yep. I- Oh, okay. So, so Tamanu butter just works well with any kind of butter out there. It's just a really soft butter. And I wanted to add some of the cupuaçu, my cupuaçu butter. So I talked about some of the Brazilian butters, and these butters are very unique for what they do on the skin in terms of healing the skin, regenerating the skin, and just generally softening the skin. So this winter time is a time for softer butters. So I talked about murumuru butter. So if you haven't tried murumuru butter, definitely the time to try it. And here I'm adding some murumuru butter. So I had mentioned in one of the posts I made on Instagram that we will now be carrying the yellowish version, and I am going to show that here just so because the whitish version has been what we have been selling for years, but due to supply issues, we have to switch to the yellowish. So this is a yellowish version here, right here. So, so I'm just gonna mix it up because yeah, even though they're different colors, it is still muru muru here. Let's see here, and I will be adding some cupuaçu butter. Cupuaçu butter is a yellowish butter. And if you check my podcast, I talk about all these butters in detail on my podcast. So yeah, there's several of them out there. Cause so yeah, cupuaçu butter and yellowish murumuru butter are almost the same. Oh boy, made a mess here. Yeah, I gotta clean up a little bit. Mhm. So murumuru butter. Yep, it is yellowish and it smells a bit like cocoa butter in a way because they are from the same family, and so they do smell alike. So here now I have murumuru butter, I have kupuasu butter. These are relatively soft butters, and they would just make a nice combination this winter because I am not bringing out butters like kokum, oily paid nut butter. Those are really hard butters, unless if you want to make something like um, a lotion bar, a deodorant. I'm typically not using those harder butters right now. Their time would come, mostly in the summertime when it's melting everywhere. That's when I whip out my kokum and elite peanut butter. So those in here, I have kupuasu butter, murumuru butter, and I'll be adding some shea butter, some leftover shea butter that I had, and adding that here. And yep, I might need to add a bit more shea butter. Yeah, you can see I have a basket of a bunch of products in here, so just making a bunch of whipped butters. And I think this one is almost ready now. Yep, it has been in the double boiler for a while. Doing a lot of melting. Let's see, might just need a little bit of time outside to continue the melting process, but oh yeah, I still have a little bit of melting to do. I'll have I just like the deep, rich blue color that blue tansy oil gives. It's a very nice deep blue color. And to think it's a natural oil, it is just fascinating. And I have talked about the blue tansy oil in a previous video. So if you want to learn more about it, definitely check out that video. And this still needs to melt a little bit. So add that in here. Mm, because it's quite a lot. So this is how our balm is looking. The lip balm, and I really like the color. So usually lip balms tend to be pure white because they most people use almond oil, which is a cheaper oil if you're trying to make in bulk. Maybe if you're selling, but I like to use. Yeah, I know these oils are a bit more pricey, but it's just more impactful on your lips. So yeah, I don't want to ruin it. Maybe this one's not that full. So hmm, smells really good. All right, this is I'm gonna try to open the tube because yeah, it's my first time ever making one in the tubes because I usually just put it straight into or I usually just put it in a small tiny jar like this, but today I made it in a tube. So let's see what it looks like. Oh wow. Hmm. Yeah, so I suppose using strawberry seed oil and cranberry seed oil in your lip balm would work. So you don't necessarily need to use what everybody uses, which is almond oil and just generic stuff. Oh yes. So now you can just wow, this looks great. I like how the yeah, and it works. So you would find different containers on Amazon. Just grab it and make your stuff. Wow. Hmm, hmm. I really like how this turned out. It is gorgeous and it works. So I am quite happy about it. I think it was me too. Yeah, next time I'll just make sure to fill it to the top. So maybe a tip for you if you're making for the first time in a tube, definitely fill it all the way to the top so you can get the best out of the container that you're using. So just cover my jar. And I would just give this out to friends. I'm sure they will like it. My son's teacher, because I make sourdough bread. That's one of my favorite things. And I give some to my son's teacher, and my son is always asking me to take stuff to his teacher, my little one. So I think he'll be happy when I give her this lip balm. It smells really good. I love it. All right. Wow, that was successful. Thank you guys for hanging with me and making my first time ever making one in a tube. So you guys are great. Thank you for not abandoning this stream altogether. So this is the second body butter that I'm making. So just remember that because I'll be bringing out the first body butter. Just stay tuned. Okay, this here. There we go. So I think that one's ready because I can't even. I doubt if it would need more time in the double boiler. So far, that's what it's looking like. So I did add a good amount of blue tansy oil in here. So that just made it a lot more concentrated, as you can see. And so, so of course, when it's whipped, it would have a light blue consistency. So for now, it's pretty dark, but it's not going to remain this dark. If I was leaving it as just a balm or just a solve, then it'll probably retain a bit more of this color. But because I will be whipping it, then that would just mean that it would then become a bit lighter blue in color. So just take note of that if you're working with these natural colorants. That's what I'm going to call them. More like a natural colorant. So if you were looking for a reddish color, then go for buriti oil. If you're looking for a greenish color, then some of these natural oils like strawberry seed oil, you can see how it turned the balm light green. So these natural products, they just help you to color your creation naturally without you having to purchase synthetic colors and things like that. So just keep that in mind. So we've got sea buckthorn oil, which is something that can give a yellowish color, and buriti oil is more of a darker red color. And if you go to my podcast, you would find all these ingredients. I talk about them in a lot of detail on my podcast. So definitely check that out. So I will be just putting this in the refrigerator for a little bit because it's pretty cold now. So I'm not going to have to put it in for too long at all. So stay tuned. 1 second. I'm going to put that right here. There we go. Oops. All right. So um, just waiting for this one to completely melt. And yes. So, well, while we're waiting, I was just wanting to show a few other products here that we have. So, we might talk about the deodorized cocoa butter. If you're looking for an alternative to stronger textured, um, yeah, if you're looking for a cocoa butter alternative, but you just don't want to deal with the scents, then we've got these that version, and it is deodorized. And I've got this here, which is jojoba beads. So if you're somebody that makes exfoliants and just body scrubs in general, jojoba beads is a natural exfoliant that you should try. And we sell this on Amazon and also on our website. Let me show you what it looks like. All these products will just give an edge to your creation, and it just helps you stand out from the DIY crowd. Like, people do most of the same things, but if you want to do something different, then um, the jojoba beads is something to try because it is made purely from jojoba oil. So there's no added ingredient here. This is just hydrogenated jojoba oil, and it just gives it has a texture to it and is a wonderfully natural scrub. So people add it to, you can make a whipped soap and just add it. If you're looking to introduce really exotic products to your collection, it's something that you should look into. And we have, and I had talked about some of the other ingredients that you can incorporate into your DIY. So we do sell zinc powder, which is something you can use. And I've shown it before. I'd made natural zinc sunscreen, and you can totally add that into your butter so that it can be used as a diaper rash cream. And yeah, it is like a whitish powder. And just see here. And oh yeah, it is melting fast. And I'll be showing you the oils that we sell. We have all these exotic and showing that. So you can just make products that will last very long. Let's see here. So here I've got a bunch of other oils. So I've got fractionated coconut oil. So I have poppy seed oil, which is extracted from poppy seeds, and the buriti oil, which is something that can add a dark red color to your creation. It's just a naturally vibrant color. And then this is a blend of oils. So we have two varieties of this blend. So we have the face one, and we have the hair growth one. So the face one doesn't have castor oil, but this one has castor oil. So if you want to just add that onto your scalp for hair growth and moisturization, then definitely that would work. And we've got kukui nut oil in the 4-ounce size. And this is our vitamin E oil, which is something that can help your products not go rancid when you make body butters. You just want them to last longer, and these oils will be able to help with that. So I will be just checking on the other body butter that I have in the double boiler just to see how far it's gone. And so we've got this. it is not ready, but it's close. Obviously, you gotta wait for it to fully melt down before you whip it up. I mean, you can also whip it up like this, but it's risky. So you want it to melt down fully. Some people complain, "Oh, my buddy butter ended up being greedy. I don't want it's so gritty," but that's because they didn't allow it fully melt down completely. So you just want all the because most of these butters they have different melting points. So if you are using the butter, if you're using a blend of butters that don't have the same melting point and you just blending them together, it usually would create these kinds of problems. And that is why it's advised to melt it down completely. And I get these questions a lot where when people say, "Oh, why do you have to melt it down completely only to resolidify it?" That's because we that's exactly the reason because you want everything to come to the same um, temperature. You don't want to have them in different textures. You just want them to be uniform. That's why we melt everything down completely and then allow it to resolidify again. So I will be adding a bunch of oils. I had shown my kukui nut oil and I believe I showed the abyssinian oil. So I will be adding these oils and I believe I'll be adding some coconut oil to the second buddy butter. Yes. Because yeah, everybody just I just love the smell of coconut oil in combination with the kupuasu butter, and that's why I will be adding that. So see here, I do have coconut oil and also some avocado seed oil. Yeah, those are some other. We have a bunch of oils that we sell just because people have a lot of options. People want a lot of options as well, so it's I try to give people what they want because people like try different things, different combinations. And this is a wonderful oil also that I believe I'll be adding that today. And um, I'm just gonna check on that butter real quick because let me see. I need to get my whisk ready. And I yeah, I might just have to record some offline because I might not be able to get everything in this video, but we'll see where it ends. So obviously I'll be using my whisk and yeah, if you just you can also just you can use a stand mixer, you can use um you can use a stand mixer, you can use a hand mixer for your whipped butters. Just depends on how you feel because sometimes these butters they need a lot of time if you especially if you make a mistake with your recipe and you're trying to rectify things and you would need to maybe spend more time in the whisking process, which it can be a pain, but then that's the only way to remedy things when you make a mistake. But if not, you can also just keep going and use the regular approach, which is just to whisk it till you're happy with the texture you're getting. So I'm just looking for my other whisk here because looks like I just found one. Mhm. So if you have like a buddy butter business, you can also just let me know in the comments. It'd be nice to see if All Stuff Organics is helping your business and what you would like to see us carry in the future, because we are turning 10 years pretty soon, and we've been we've been here for a while. So we're trying to see what we can do differently to help customers make the best out of their hard work, obviously, because everybody wants to make efforts go further and not less. All right, so just found one. So adding that. Oh, let me battery die. So because it's so cold, I don't want my body butter to get so hard before I bring it out of the refrigerator. So I might just end up whisking it while it's still slightly liquid. So that's just the way that I'm going to be able to manage it better. So let's see. I might need to change my whisk because I can't find some of the parts here. And yep. So to the second batch, I might just add some buriti seed oil just to give it a specific color. And that is totally optional. You don't have to add buriti oil because buriti oil is also a bit pricey because, yeah, like I said, some of these imported products, yeah, right now with the tariffs and everything, prices have gone way up. So yeah, we just have to make do with what we get. And obviously, we try to discount the products as much as we can. And then, yeah, it's not always that easy. Oh, I'm not sure. Okay. So I have shown all these ingredients. If you have any questions on any of the ingredients, definitely let me know. And I'll be very happy to explain why I'm using them and what the benefits are in the specific combination. Because then there are several combinations of butters and oils, and it just depends on what you're trying to achieve. So, what I'm trying to achieve with these combinations is just deep moisturization for the skin and hair. So, in general, you want moisturization, so you want to combine oils and butters to the extent that you get that. So, right now, this is where this is at, and it will just melt down because it's been in the double boiler, and I'll just allow it to settle. So this one shouldn't take too long when I put it inside the refrigerator, because yep. So I think I could do that. Let's see. So because the weather is cold, I'm just going to bring out the other one from the refrigerator. I don't want it to get too hot, and I would show you guys what it's looking like. Mhm. Yep. Oops. Yep. Let's see. So just trying to give it a bit more push. So what I'm doing, I'll whip it a little bit, and I would allow it to stand, and it will just solidify on its own. So that's like something I recently learned, because if you don't want to have to wait too long, you just whip the oil, and then you would it would just allow it to solidify quicker. So just trying to do that. So I'll just allow it stand a little bit, and you would see that it would start to solidify. So that's something I learned recently. But then yeah, it's more like if you're trying to do something else, then yeah, if you're in a bind. All right, so just gonna wait for it. Or I might just play back for a second or two. I can't wait to slaughter this buddy butter, the blue tansy one. It smells incredible, because blue tansy oil on its own, it has a really exotic smell. It's very different. So I try to combine it with citrusy scents. So um, if you haven't worked with blue tansy oil, definitely check that out, because it is a very unique oil, and it has healing properties. I just like oils that have really unique healing properties, and blue tansy is one of them. It's just the residue left behind. Yeah, but then you don't want to just, you still have to wait for it to melt now, which is just the funny part, because then if you go ahead and then start whipping it, that's how you get granules. Nobody wants crazy granules and your stuff. Just want everything nicely melted down. So not really. Yeah, so I'm trying to make sure that my battery lasts as long as this live, but if it goes up, I promise I would come back and show what everything ended up looking like. That's if it doesn't last till the end, but we'll see. I just want to show you guys what the buddy butters will become based on the ingredients we added. Because I know sometimes I just come back and I share some of the ingredients, and I've been wanting to do something like this where you just see everything in real time. And if you just join in, we made this and it looks really good. So next time I will be making a lotion bar and the deodorant and lots of fun stuff. So I'll be doing more of this these lives so that if anybody has any direct question, they can just ask and find out. So here. So everything is nicely melted down already. So I will just go in and add some of the rose hip seed oil. I had talked about rose hip seed oil. I have a whole video on rose hip seed oil, and it is an exotic oil that just great for face. So if you wanted to make like a face balm or face cream or something like that, then this is something you should definitely try. It has this golden color and it's just a unique, beautiful, beautiful oil. And I would also be adding some of this gorgeous oil and cranberry seed oil. Then I'll also add some strawberry seed oil. Oops. So now I'll be bringing out that other body butter. Maybe next time I'll just make one DIY because I feel like I took on too much just so that people don't get confused. But then I'm making two whipped body butters in this live. And then I already made some lip balms and they found out great. You can go back and watch that. And I'll be adding this in the refrigerator. And I will be bringing out the other one just to see what it looks like. It's not worship. Holy, holy. All right. All right. So you can see it's beginning to form some kind of a sludge on the side, which is what I was going for. Making it a bit more. So a little bit more. Yeah, the texture is just going to be really nice when it's done.